So, all right. So I'll go in the center so that I can see you guys properly. So yesterday we talked about from a quote by Akira Kurosawa. Everybody can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday we discussed a particular quote from Akira Kurosawa's book, something like an autobiography, a very, very important book. People who want to become a director need to read this book someday or other. I have loaded this particular book on my Craft Film School site on the direction page, important books to read. You can download from there. That is what I can do for you guys. Now, there is another statement by Kurosawa, which I read many, many years back somewhere. A very, very important statement. You all need to understand and try to answer it. That is another way of saying what he said in that paragraph. So he said, in all my films, there is at least a cinema of 2 to 3 minutes. In all my films, there is a cinema of 2 to 3 minutes. What exactly it means? So in a 2-hour film, if cinema is of 3 minutes, what is rest? So what he is trying to say is that there are cinematic moments in the film. There are cinematic moments in the film. If you add those cinematic moments, it will come out to be roughly around 3 minutes to 4 minutes. That is what he means. Does not mean the rest of the film is nonsense. Maybe those rest of the film is building up toward these cinematic moments. So first, I would start with the cinematic moment in a documentary film. Okay, documentary is also a filmmaking. There is an Oscar for it. Even if a documentary film is there, it could be selected into the Cannes Film Festival and won the Palme d'Or also, which it has done in the past. So what are the cinematic moments? What we call it as a cinematic moment? What is there which we would like to call it as a cinematic moments? Now think of in your life, when you hear first time that you got selected in the FTI, you get a call, you saw your result over there, and you are excited. So this particular moment when you hear that you got selected into the FTI, there is a list which is being displayed and you verify your roll number and there you are. So out of your 1 year of your life, this 2 minutes or 1 minute of a joy cannot be equated with the rest of your 1 year. Are you getting my point? If you hear the news that you get the national award for your film, this news of 30 seconds is a cinematic moment in your life. You hear that you are going to get a Padam Shri in your life, it is being announced, and this 30 seconds or 1 minute is a cinematic moment of your life. Remarkable moments, unforgettable moments, moments which you would like to cherish in your life. Okay? So similarly, the cinema has also certain moments like this. If you understand that, it is very important to become a director. For a cinematographer, editor, sound recordist, it may not be that important. It is also important because cinematography also contribute to the cinematic moment. Sound design also contribute to the cinematic moment. We will talk about them later on one by one. Editing pattern, editing style also contribute to the cinematic moments in the film. So there is a bigger umbrella. Yesterday we talked about called form. And then there is a one particular thing under that called style, which we discussed yesterday a little bit. Today, we will concentrate on the cinematic moments in a documentary film, and another hour, we will concentrate on the fiction film. In the fiction feature film. So when you say, I would say what you will, if you saw a film today, that's how I find it out. If you see a film today, and what you will remember about it for 5 years. After 5 years, what is there which you will remember it? That I would name it as a cinematic moments or cinema from that particular. Though there is a book called Cinema 1, Cinema 2 by Andre Bazin. You read that, but what I am talking about you will not find there. It is my own discovery, own understanding. So sometime it could be a title of the film. Sometime it could be just a title of the film. Just give me a moment. Hello. बाद में आपसे बात करता हूं मैं 1 घंटे बाद मैं भी ऑनलाइन. So sometimes the title could be just the cinematic moment. There's a film called I Was Born But. It's a film by Ozu, Yoshiro Ozu from Japan, very important filmmaker in the history of Japanese cinema. Akira Kurosawa came much later. Before that, it was Ozu. So Ozu's one of the film is I Was Born But. It's about children, little children's, what kind of question they ask. Parents are not able to answer them sometimes. There's a film, there's a title called Rotigraphers of India. This is a documentary film which I made it. So I heard this word rotigrapher. When I was doing a photography, I used to visit a friend of mine in CCRT in Mandi House. And there was a Sadaji who will come over there. And one day he said, his name was Gitti. So a friend of mine asked him, Gitti, what are you doing? So he said, Asita rotigraphy kar de paya. Which means we are doing a photography which has a no meaning. We're just doing a photography for earning our bread and butter. So that was the purpose of his statement. So I picked up the word from there. So when I proposed a documentary film project to the PSBT, Public Service Broadcasting Trust, they approved it. And it was about a local community of photographers. It was about a local community of photographers, which you get to see in the melas and other places. And that's how I found this word called rotigraphers. Some roots grows upward. Normally root grows downward. So there was a documentary done by a colleague on a theatre director called Ratan Thayyam, and about his work, and it's called Some Root Grows Upward. Interesting title. Title could all be namesake. Most of the Meera Nair's title are interesting. Mississippi Masala. Masala is a Indian word. So that's one thing. Form is a very, very important thing in cinema. Also in the other art form. If you see a painting by, say for example, Manjeet Bawa, if you are a little bit aware about the painting style of Manjeet Bawa, you will be able to find out that this is Manjeet Bawa's style. So he has a particular style and he makes all painting like that. So style is one element of the form. Form is a little bigger one. Form is a bigger umbrella. Style is one element of the form. What does it mean? Form is like a engineering. And style is one kind of engineering called electrical engineering, civil engineering, or mechanical. You may like to say so. Style is one part of that. So your documentary can have a style. Style could be a shot taking. So what is the style? I would say, if you ask me, what is style? Maybe I shot the whole film with a one lens. There's a filmmaker called Mani Kaul. He did an entire film called Idiot, Ahmak. It was shot with a 50 mm lens. Similarly, Bresson did one particular film with one particular lens. You may not be able to notice it, but this is a various experiment people do it. Why they do it, everybody has a reason. Sometimes you understand the reason, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you appreciate, sometimes you don't. So style, shooting the entire film with one particular lens. Shooting the entire film with a 3 minute long duration shots. There was an MCQ. Who among the following is odd one out? So there's a filmmaker called Mykolas Yancho from Hungary, whose film has roughly around 20 to 40 shots of 3 to 4 minute long. Longer duration shots. Longer duration shots, Mykolas Yancho, and there were 2 other filmmakers who also take longer duration shots. And third one is not. So one of them is Mykolas Yancho. Another one from Greece is, who will tell me the name? All these people who are looking at the wall. A filmmaker from Greece who take the long duration shot. Quick!
Yorgos Lanthimos.
Say again?
Yorgos Lanthimos.
No. It's a Theodore Angelopoulos. There's a guy called Theodore Angelopoulos. Write down the name which you just mentioned in the chat group, so that everybody should also figure it out, because I haven't seen the work of that person. So please type the name of that person whom you just spoke in the chat box. So Theodore Angelopoulos was another option, and there was third one which I don't recollect as of now quickly, and fourth one was not a person who does the long duration shots. So shooting a film with a longer duration shots, 3 minute, 4 minute, this could be one of the style of a filmmaker. So shot taking could be a style. Editing could be a style. Editing style means, suppose you look at a film called Werner Herzog, Enigma of Caspar Hauser. Enigma of Caspar Hauser is a very slow film. Character moves slowly, 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 slowly. So within the film, the movement of actors are very slow. So that could be one of the style of a filmmaker. I gave you an example, Werner Herzog, Enigma of Caspar Hauser. So very slow movement inside the film, and hence editing also happen in a very slow. Maybe after 1 minute there is a cut. After 30 seconds there is another cut. 25 seconds there is another cut. So slow edit. Slow edit means it is happening after 1 minute, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, not tuck, 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 like a music video. Okay. So editing could also be a style. When I say the long duration shot take, that is the style of shot taking. That could also be a cinematic. Mykolas Yancho is known as throughout the world. Because of that, in India, people like Ketan Mehta are being inspired for Yancho. You see the Mirch Masala, you will understand. You see other films. Longer duration takes are one of the style of Ketan Mehta. So that could be a style. So I gave you a few examples of the word called style in connection with a fiction. So similarly, in a documentary also, there is a style of documentary filmmaking. What exactly it means? You have to watch a couple of documentaries to understand the meaning of style and form. As I said again and again, form can have many things. सिनेमा विमर्श थोड़ा गैस आप थोड़ा बंद कर लीजिए अपना माइक, जब आपको बोला जाएगा तब आप इसको बोलने के लिए रखिएगा। सो फॉर्म एंड स्टाइल, डॉक्यूमेंट्री कैन हैव ए फॉर्म। जनरली डॉक्यूमेंट्री में क्या होता है, एक आदमी के इंटरव्यूज होते हैं, कुछ लाइव फुटेज होती है, एंड दैट्स इट। कोई आपको डॉक्यूमेंट्री याद आ रही है जिसके अंदर कोई फॉर्म हो या स्टाइल हो जो आपने देखी हो? किसी भी आदमी को कोई फिल्म याद आ रही हो जिसके अंदर एक फॉर्म नजर आता हो आपको, एक पर्टिकुलर जो है काफी चीजें उस फिल्म में दिखाई देती है, जैसे एक स्टाइल दिखाई देगी। डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म मेकिंग का एक स्टाइल है। जैसे एक बर्ट हांस्टा करके डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म मेकर है, उसकी एक फिल्म है ग्लास, जू, इनमें कोई डायलॉग फायलॉग नहीं। बर्ट हांस्टा जो है हॉलैंड का एक डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म मेकर है। जिन लोगों ने किताब जो मैंने दी है, खरीदी है या ऑनलाइन एमसीक्यू पढ़ा है, आंख खोल के उनको बर्ट हांस्टा के ऊपर कुछ क्वेश्चन दिखाई देंगे वहां पर। तो वंस बर्ट हांस्टा का फेमस जो फिल्में हैं वो जू करके है, ग्लास करके है, कुछ और फिल्में हैं। एक लोग जो है वीकेंड के लिए सी शोर पे जाते हैं, वो नाम मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा इमीडिएटली। तो बर्ट हांस्टा की फिल्म के अंदर कोई डायलॉग नहीं होता है, तो उसका एक स्टाइल है कि मेरी फिल्म में डायलॉग नहीं होगा। कितनी डॉक्यूमेंट्री देखी है जिसमें डायलॉग नहीं होता है? याद आ रहा है किसी को कोई एक आधी डॉक्यूमेंट्री जिसमें कोई डायलॉग ना हो?
सर बड़ाका और समसारा बाय
हाँ
माइकल
जी,
स्टर्न्स।
बोलिए।
बड़ाका और समसारा बाय माइकल स्टर्न्स।
स्पेल करिए नाम जो है आपने बोला अभी,
बड़ाका, आई एम टाइपिंग सर।
टाइप कर दीजिए।
सर आपने जब डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म मेकर का नाम लिया, आप उसे स्पेल कर सकते हैं?
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल स्पेल कर सकते हैं। मैं यहाँ पे टाइप कर देता हूँ, बर्ट हांस्टा फ्रॉम हॉलैंड। स्पेलिंग देख लेना क्या है इसकी स्पेलिंग। इसका एक फिल्म है जो एक पेंटर की लाइफ के ऊपर है, मैं नाम भूल रहा हूँ पेंटर का। उसमें एक खास बात है पूरी फिल्म के ऊपर। उसमें खास बात क्या है कि जो आईज है पेंटिंग के अंदर, सब पेंटिंग्स की आईज जो है एक दूसरे से अलाइन है। तो जो पेंटिंग एक दूसरे के ऊपर डिसॉल्व होती हैं, तो उसमें क्या होता है, आईज जो है एक फिक्स पोजीशन पे रहती है, बाकी सब चीजें चेंज होती रहती है। तो ही हैज पिन द आईज ऑफ ऑल द पेंटर्स। नाम याद नहीं आ रहा मुझे इमीडिएटली, बड़ा पेंटर है। तो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज स्टाइल। स्टाइल जो है दो अलग अलग फिल्में हैं, बराका एंड समसारा, या एक ही? समसारा का नाम मैंने सुना है, बट बराका का भी नाम सुना है मैंने। वो कुछ
Sir, two
डॉक्यूमेंट्री
different films.
हाँ,
Sir, two different films.
टू डिफरेंट फिल्म। बराका ये वो एनिमेशन वाली फिल्म तो नहीं है जिसमें लाइव फुटेज डॉक्यूमेंट्री तो नहीं
No, no,
दिखती?
no, no, no. It's not an animation film. Baraka is more about different cultures,
ओके, आई विल
weird
चेक।
cultures, and Samsara is more based on geography and
Okay. Samsara is also a fiction film, so done by Nalin Pan. Anyway, so anything could be a particular style. So in a documentary, when we talk about a form, you always invent a style of filmmaking. You always invent a format under which you would work. So sometime your film is not having any docudrama, sometime it is just shooting live people, no manipulation. सिनेमा वेरिटी का जो पर्टिकुलर वो हम लोग बात करेंगे, काफी लोग जो है नए हैं, 5 दिन की क्लास में हमने वो सब चीजें डिस्कस की थी, दोबारा से हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे उनको। तो इधर प्योर फिक्शनल रियलिटी, नो मैनिपुलेशन ऑफ रियलिटी, इट कुड हैव a docudrama, which means you have some part as a documentary, some part you dramatize it, You hire the actors to enact it, but it still look like a document. So docudrama is one of the style of documentary filmmaking. Manikal has done a film called Siddheshwari Devi, which is about the life of a singer, which I would call it as a docudrama, because there are actresses are being hired in the film who are playing the character of the person. It is not pure based on the facts or recreational of the history or through interviews through some other people. So docudrama is you hire the actor and actor would enact. Okay. So that's the form, whether it is a pure fiction, whether it is a pure documentary, reality, and or is it a docudrama. Suppose if you want to make a documentary about the assassination of Mr. Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, for example. So how you would recreate that part? Either you can interview people, you can cutting of newspaper, look into 3 other things, or you could create how people would have done on that particular day, what were the preparation done, how people prepared that bombing person, how that person went, bombed himself, and also the Rajiv Gandhi. So what I need to say is, you dramatize it, you organize the events like a fiction. What we do in fiction, we organize with the help of an actor at a specific location. So we call it as a docudrama.
Hello,
Anji,
sir.
boliye.
So you just said about docudrama, right? So can you consider a series Pradhan Mantri into a type of documentary also?
Yes, very much. Now the good part is earlier docudrama were not respected too much in India. Since the this is a good thing you asked it. Since the Netflix has come, since the Amazon Prime has come, they are willing to invest. So the Harshad Mehta scam was known to many people, but nobody made a documentary on it. Okay. So what they did is they did a research of the factual information, hired the characters, and did a docudrama. But I would not call it as a docudrama. Why? Because docudrama is partly the documentation, partly the fact, partly the real part, and rest is dramatic part. That's why I call it as docudrama. For me, it is a fiction. It is a proper fiction. Also, there was a series which they did it on, this Karan Johar did it on the Ma Anand Sheela, who was a secretary to the Osho. She comes first time to the India after leaving India for 25 years or something like that. So they followed her where she goes and interview her, and there were some parties organized for her and all that. People were interacting, everything was shot. So I would call it as again a documentary, because you are following a person, real person. There is no enactment for any part. So that is, I would call it as a document. Harshad Mehta, Big Bull, etc. is not a docudrama, but it is a fiction. It is a fiction based on real incident, real fact, real life episode of a person. But it is a fiction. It is not a docudrama.
Sir, but
Docudrama had some of the footage of clippings from the newspaper and some people who were really involved with him. Then I would say, to some extent, I am coming to a docudrama film. There was another episode which I saw on the Kingfisher. Kingfisher's person who is into the Vijay Mallya's case, where they interviewed certain people who were involved with the Vijay Mallya. And then there's another guy who was with about the diamonds, who also did some big bungling with
Nirav Modi.
Nirav Modi. I also saw that particular episode somehow, and I found that also a I would say not docudrama, but I would say documentary. That is also a documentary because there is no character who is enacting fake. That, I would still call them as a documentary, not docudrama. Case of Vijay Mallya, I would also say documentary, not docudrama, because there is no fake actor who is enacting for someone. All these characters were real, who knew the Vijay Mallya and who knew the Nirav Modi, and they were interacting with him, and so the factual people, no fictional character is there. So whenever there is a character who enacts someone else, then you call it as a docudrama. You're getting my point? So that is the difference between. So I'm talking about the stylization. There's a term called style, and I'll discuss a little more detail about that. I'm forgetting the name of the film. Last time I also wanted to try and find out. There is this Indian guy called Gautam Huza, who's based in Canada. He distributed that film. It was a docudrama about a family which has a problem and all that. So now what happens is when you're shooting something live, you focus at 10 feet and quickly you realize something is happening at the 40 feet. So you move your camera from position A to B. And by the time you move your position to the B, because the focus is at 10 feet, now automatically it will take some time for focus to find it if it is a full tele lens. Wide angle still you can't figure it out. It's still acceptable.
Yeah, so is it the First Bite, sir, by Gautam Huja? Is that movie First Bite?
No, I have to find it out. It is a Canadian film. I am talking about that film only. So in that film, what happens is basically every shot begins with something coming into the focus. Every shot. If a shot gets cut from A to B, B would be out of focus and come into focus quickly. So that is what happens in the entire film. Out of focus to focus, out of focus to focus. That's the only film which I saw in which he used the footage of out of focus first deliberately and then coming to the focus. It was a docudrama film where people enacted the thing and all that. So sometime you choose a device, you observe something, which is a very interesting. Recently I saw Man in Black, not the More Man in Black, is a documentary by Sudhir Gupta, in which he uses the flash, small flash, that laser light, which you get to see or very often to point out something which is at a distance. So he uses that particular thing in the film. And how creatively it comes on and off, on and off. So that makes the documentary more interesting. Otherwise, normally documentaries are boring. If it is not well made, people are not willing to watch it. Okay. So humor in dialogue. I'm talking about the documentary. Documentary is how you will find a humor, how you would create a humor. Sometime you get it, sometime you need to create it. How you can create? I'll give you two examples. There's a film called Malegaon Ke Sholay. It's a PSBT film which I saw many years back because I also directed a film for them. So there is a one character who act into the small local film of 40,000, 50,000 rupees, 30,000 rupees film made on a VHS. It's a local parody of Sholay and Shan and those kind of films. So there he is a kind of a small craze in a small town area, Malegaon. So this character is married and his wife and two kids. But when the director asked him, okay, what is the difference when people didn't know you in Malegaon, the people know you in Malegaon? What is the difference? So he says, अब जो है शादी के रिश्ते बहुत आने लग गए. Now this was not something which he wanted to say. The director of the documentary said that why don't you say this thing? It will make a very interesting statement, though he is married. Not Malegaon Ke Superman, that is the second film. There is a film called Malegaon Ke Sholay. It is a PSBT production. Malegaon Ka Superman was made later on. So what I'm saying is, a dialogue in the documentary, you put some kind of words into mouth of an actor or a character who's a part of the documentary, and he'll speak what you want him to say. But occasionally you can also get a humor in the dialogue of a character. So in a documentary, it's very important to have some humor, otherwise film become boring. If you don't have a humor, then people are not interested, or it should have some engagement element. Engaging element, what could be the engaging element? You really have to think about it. So it could be a commentary. For example, I was doing a documentary long back on the Rotigrapher of India, and on the shop of the Rotigrapher's shop into the Mela, he has written the kind of a 5 commandments. बत्ती भागने पर फोटो नहीं मिलेगा, फोटो के अंदर आंख बंद होगी तो आंख खोली नहीं जा सकती, ऐसे some nonsense like this. So something which you feel, and this particular film is there on the YouTube of our film school channel, Craft Film School. You can watch it if you are interested. So you could find something very, very interesting, which is also having a visual humor. Visual humor is, for example, I was looking into various photographs, and among those photographs, I found a photograph of a foreigner. There are cutouts, and cutouts are being given the ghagra and thing like that. If it is a lady, if it is a male, then it is not required. So there was a foreigner who get the photograph done by putting his hand into the ghagra of Amisha Patel, cut out. So when I looked at the photograph, I found it very funny. So anything which is you find interesting, which is not ordinary, which is something I would say fascinating. So many a times you would say, you would read certain kind of graffiti on the back side of a bus, tractor, or a truck, which is very funny. So capturing these kind of a thing is also very interesting. So I would say anything which is interesting, anything which is interesting could be captured, and it will become a part of. I also remember that there was a film called All Time Blues, in which one of the boy who's not of a part of the marriage procession, and on the right side of the parapet, some small wall was there, and this music is being played, so he started dancing over there. So when we were shooting, we quickly captured that. So certain kind of a thing happens which you cannot plan, and you get it. Sometimes it is a way of speaking, the way somebody speaks. Do you remember any teacher from your school days which you used to make fun of him? There are always, because they have a unique way of talking. So sometimes you find a character in the documentary who has an interesting way of talking. Like this All Time Blues is documentary on Band Baja Walas. There was a character called Raja. So he has this knack of using the English terminology into a structure of Hindi sentence. Say for example, and he doesn't know the correct meaning of it, and he'll use it. Say for example, when we say same to you, Happy New Year, same to you, right? That is the occasion when we say same to you. So I asked him, like, how do you form these tunes and all that? So he said, हम लोग क्या है बैंड पे प्रैक्टिस करते हैं और उसके बाद जो है बस same to you. So he wanted to say it was same as good as original, but he did not say same as good as original. He said same to you. So sometimes the way people talk, the way they use the terminology, the way they use some poetry in their dialogue baji, it could be anything. So the person's way of talking could also be, to me, could be a cinematic element. If you look into various characters of fiction film, say for example, Sholay, Surma Bhopali is one character. अंग्रेजों के जमाने के jailer is another character. I'm talking about a small character. There are small character with the way they behave, the way they talk, could also be a part of the cinematic element. The whole film may not be great, but it has an element which we call it as a cinematic.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, what is the purpose of documentary? Means
What is the?
What is the purpose of documentary? Making documentaries. Sir,
There are various purpose. There are various purpose.
let me, sir. For me, documentaries are supposed to be informative. So then, how can the humor be a part of documentary?
That's a very interesting thing. I'll tell you what. Where it is written and why it is considered as a commandment that it should have this thing. I am saying that if the film do not have a humor, I'm talking about possibilities, how you can make an interesting film as a documentary as interesting. So one of the way could be humor. I'm just using a word, one of the way. Another could be, it could be engaging. Another, it could be thrilling. So there are variety of ways you can make a documentary interesting. And to make it interesting, if you can inculcate the element of humor, nothing like that. But if you can't, you can't desperately, if you're doing a film, for example, sometimes just the commentary into a wildlife film will make the film humorous. Watch certain wildlife film and no animal is talking over there. It's just a commentary. But the way commentary is written, sometimes you laugh. That's what I mean by humor. That sometimes you can create that by writing a sarcastic remark or something which is interesting and people would laugh on that commentary formation. Sometimes you manage to get a shot. Get a shot in the sense, for example, I'll tell you. There was a character in that band who performed like a martyr and all that. He dressed up like a Bharat Mata and there's a song called Hindustan Ki Kasam. So he's performing on that and when he runs, his dhoti gets open up. His dhoti, by mistake, gets open up. Though he's wearing underwear below there. But it was not planned. It just happened. And you are lucky enough to capture it. So whenever that documentary is being played and whenever he is running, people would laugh there. So that is a visual humor. This humor is a visual humor. Humor could be of dialogue, humor could be of visual. So if you can find it, nothing like that. It does not dilute the purpose. Purpose still remains same. Whatever is your purpose. You wanted to find some information about a cultural aspect. You want to find more detail about a particular ritual or particular community or particular issue. Depend upon your subject to subject. So what I'm saying is your documentary should be engaging, and in order to make your documentary engaging, there are various ways. People do sometimes docudrama, sometimes they just shoot as a pure documentary. I'm just talking about a various element, how you can make it interesting. Documentary will not be made by itself. Documentary will be made by a documentary filmmaker. And he has a footage. He has shot a footage. And whether the footage could be organized or whether the footage could be just observers capturing without manipulation of what, giving any instruction to anything. You just are there and you capturing whatever is going on in front of you. And later on, you are still manipulating. You are deleting certain parts which are not interesting. You are forming a structure. How the structure would be there. There will be an interview, then there will be this, then we will cut back to this. So there is a structure. So what I'm trying to say is that in order to make a documentary interesting, humor could be an important part into a film. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. I'm coming to another thing. There's a film called, it's a Bowling, not Boiling, it is a wrong mistake. It's a Bowling for Columbine. It's a documentary film from Australia, and in that there are some animation sequences there. Small in between, there is a little animation comes. In a documentary, use of animation can also make it interesting, because animation is a medium which you use, is a medium. When you use animation, it cannot be said in a fiction or a document. So you need to have a animation in which you can say something which you can't say in a fiction. That's the purpose of animation film. So in between 30 seconds, 1 minute, or 2 minutes, or maybe half a minute, there is an animation sequence keep coming in the film. And the document is a team which came to India, which explore India's local cricket playing around here and there. And there I saw this idea of using a animation. So use of a animation inside the documentary could be also a cinematic element. The characters, the way of talking, as I just said, this guy called Bandmaster Raja, he uses the vocabulary of English in an incorrect way. He uses the poetry. हम तो हर जगह बजाते हैं, मातम हो, शनाई बजती है, he will quote some poetry from here and there. So the way somebody speak, inappropriate use of vocabulary, body language. Sometimes the body language is also important. I would quote a particular example later on. Fictional character. There's a film done by a FTI graduate. I'm not able to recollect the name of the film. I will just figure it out. He did a film on the Mother Teresa, and it was selected into the Input. Input is a very, very important documentary film festival in Germany. If your film don't have a form, they will not choose it. That is the landmark or a thumb impression of Input. Input would choose only those documentaries which has some kind of a form or some kind of a style, I would say. So that film has a fictional character in that documentary. It's documentary about Mother Teresa. It's whatever she is doing, it's against the ideology of Mother Teresa. It's a kind of making a fun on Mother Teresa. But the film as such, in terms of the film, has its own value. But if you watch it only, you will be able to figure it out. I do not know the name of the film right now. I have seen the film. I know the filmmaker's name also, but I have not been able to put it. I will try to put it again. And next time when we will meet, we will just keep this thing updated. So this is various small element I thought I would share with you. So interesting spontaneous moment, as I said, which cannot be organized or staged. Like Dhoti opening sequence of this guy who's playing Hindustan Ki Kasam, dancing boy on the parapet. I did not thought that somebody would be alone standing on the small little wall and he would start dancing on the music which is being played on in the procession. So these are spontaneous moments. You just get them, and when you get it, it makes the documentary interesting. So interesting spontaneous moment which cannot be staged. This is again being copied here repetitively. Cutout moving in the end, organized, fictional, polo dream sequence. I'll talk about them. In this film called Rotigraphers of India, in the end, I wanted to have an interesting way of shooting them. So this is about a local community of photographers, particularly the Mela photographer who have the cutout of Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan and all that. And it was a noise into the Mela and I wanted to have a very quiet place where I can shoot them. So I said, okay, let's take this cutout and we will shoot near the tree. So we took the cutout and we hang those cutout on the tree. So it is like Shah Rukh Khan hanging on the one tree, one branch Salman Khan is hanging, another branch Katrina Kaif is hanging. So it gives a atmosphere or ambience and it's very surrealistic. You don't see very often a Salman Khan's cutout hanging on a branch of a tree. You will not see it. It's a very surrealistic kind of image. But that gives the background of this character, what this character is all about. So he talks about aperture, shutter speed, and he don't know actually much about the technical thing. So how the use of cutout as a backdrop of a tree and these cutouts are hanging, would make an image very interesting. And also in the end, when we are going towards the Mela, you need to see the film only, you would be able to understand what I'm talking about. So he is carrying these cutouts in his hand, 2-3 cutout here, 2-3 cutout there, and is walking. And then we edit that particular walk on a song. And in the end, we have this block frames of various characters where we try to do something interesting. And in the end, we see these 2 malas are being put together into the Salman Khan and another actress. It was a time when Salman Khan had a breakup with Aishwarya Rai. So we said indirectly that these actor and actresses keep having breakup and reunion, and now he's engaged with someone else. So sometimes you get these ideas into while making it. So what I'm trying to say is, for me, what is cinematic things in a documentary is what is interesting, what you will remember after 5 years. As I said, that if I watch something today, what I will remember after 5 years is something which is interesting, which I would like to call it as a cinematic. That was a cinematic thing into the film. As I said earlier, editing style could be cinematic if it is fast or slow and things like that. Now I remember looping. You must have seen a looping into the channel V and MTV. Same thing get repeated after 5 seconds or 3 seconds or 4 seconds, again and again, again and again. And the similar kind of a thing is a lot of time people do it to this TikTok. Same action is getting repeated again and again and again. So that is, you call it as a loop. I found it is in the earlier stage. Today, very often people use it, but earlier I found it very boring. I thought this is very cliche. It's very Doordarshan kind of thing it is. So I was editing the film, and this rotographer guy says that inme se koi bhi photographer nahi. And he is one of those photographers who are usually earlier. Earlier it used to be found into the authority, where you go and get your driving license done, where and you will get the photograph done with this box camera, where quickly you can photograph will be made on a black and white. So for the authority, for the form, sometimes you get these pictures made over there. So these 4 or 5 guys are there, and one of them is little more educated. And in order to dismiss other people, he says, "Inme se koi photographer nahi." And I found this thing very interesting. So in the Word file, if you want to underline something, you can make it bold, you can italics, you can color it, you can increase the font size, you can underline. In a Word file, these are the mechanism by which in a text you can do that. But if you have to do the same thing in a video, how you would do it? If you want to underline some statement or a particular statement, basically, how you would underline. So I gave a lot of thought about it, and I was discussing with the editor, and he came out with this idea. So I thought this is very cliche, but I said, okay, just show me. So he looped it 3 times. इनमें से कोई photographer नहीं है, इनमें से कोई photographer नहीं है, इनमें से कोई photographer नहीं. So something, when he looped it for a 5 seconds, I found it very interesting. So it was like underlining his statement. So these kind of a technique, which could be formulating a small part on in the film. That's what I'm talking about. When Kurosawa says, in my all film, there is a cinema of 5 minutes or 3 minutes. It means small movement like 30 seconds or 20 seconds like this, small movement of something else of 10 seconds, small movement of 5 seconds of something else. If you add them up, they will become 3 to 4 minutes. That is what he meant by that statement. So there was a film, I would say, I saw many years back from one of the Scandinavian country. It was about a polio, a character who is having a polio, and it was a kind of autobiographical docudrama film where he acted in the film. And So when you cut out the plaster, when the plaster is being cut, it needs to be thrown somewhere. So there was a dump yard, and on the top of the dump yard, it was a small kuwa of, say, for example, 10 feet diameter and covered from the top, except one small hole was there. So he took the shot of all these plaster of Paris after cutting from the body of hand or somewhere else from the patient. They throw that, and it's a small kind of smoke and dust particle would come out. So when you throw that and the dust particle are there, it's very mystical, mysterious kind of image. So he went inside that, he put the camera inside, and from the low angle, from where the beam of light is coming and people are throwing this plaster of Paris, so it looks very surrealistic. I never thought that I would be able to take a shot like this. So sometimes some imaginative kind of shot taking could also be called cinematic. Now, dream versus reality. This is a very, very important zone where you don't know whether it is a dream or a reality. Where it is a dream or it is a reality. So, if I would say, if you have seen the films of, say, Louis Buñuel. Any of you have seen a film of Louis Buñuel?
Sir.
And An Andalusian Dog.
And anything else? Okay. These three films are being nominated for Best Foreign Language Oscar: Discreet Charm of Bourgeoisie, Obscure Object of Desire, Milky Way, and a couple of more films. Anshi Andlu is one of the popular films of the same director. You need to start watching all these people. All these names are given in that book, or now the book is being converted into online, so you can see it over there also. So, one of the film of Tarkovsky called Sacrifice. So in the film Sacrifice, there are certain sequence which is real and which is dream. So this character takes an oath and he believed that if so and so happened, he would do so and so. So in the film, there are some part which are dream and some part which are real, and you don't pay attention and you will not be able to figure it out. But the director always leave some kind of coding, in the sense that in the film, a sequence which is a dream, which is a little bluish, not too much of a blue, a little bluish. And the sequence which are real are having a pink skin tone. So that is a kind of a color coding he has done in the film. So it's not a black and white, it's a color film. And occasionally in between there is something black and white, but normally whole film is color. And the dream sequences are kept a little bluish, and the rest of the sequences are kept pink skin tone. So filmmaker like Tarkovsky would put the color coding in their shot taking style, and this is one of the way people would like to put their cinematic elements into the action, depend upon the requirement of the film. So these are the elements, as I said yesterday, the masala. Every filmmaker has its own masala, and he will use it from time to time. So dream versus reality is also used by Louis Buñuel. Most of his film has a dream within dream within dream. And this idea of dream within dream is inspired from his film. Christopher Nolan also uses that to complicate the film very, very different manner. He does it in a different manner. But he also got inspired from the idea from there only. You don't know whose character's dream is going on until you carefully watch the film. But that is his style, and people have accepted it. That his films are always like that. You're going to watch a Christopher Nolan film, you should be ready with all these complexities. So dialogue versus no dialogue. As I said earlier, some of the film don't have a dialogue at all, like Bert Anstra. Joris Ivan is another documentary filmmaker called Joris Ivan, again from Holland. And I have also mentioned, I'll just mention his name, Joris Ivan. Maybe spelling is not correct, but you can find it out, from Holland. Most of his films are also silent. So not having a dialogue in the film, just the visuals put together with the music in the background, that is the style of a certain filmmaker. It's very difficult to do it. Why I'm saying difficult is, you want to convey something effectively, and dialogue is something which people are used to. So if a filmmaker decided, like in India, there was a film called Pushpak, in which Kamal Hassan acted in the film, and there is no dialogue in the film. So how that film was made and how it was received by people, it is still considered as a landmark film among films enacted by Kamal Hassan particularly. So that could be another thing. Audio design. Audio design could be a treated sound versus use of poetry versus something else. Not necessarily the film should have a dialogue. Sometimes not even the music, but sometimes they use a treated sound. Treated sound means they will pick up a sound, do some kind of modification in the software of computer, and through that software they will come out with some different kind of interesting soundtrack, and then they will use it. Use of poetry. Poetry is, if you see the fiction films, particularly of Satyajit Ray, and I also tell yesterday, Rituparna Ghosh film, mostly Bengali film, uses the poetry very often in the film. So that could be one style of some of the filmmaker. And many people get fascinated and feel that it is an important element. So we can...
Hello.
Anji, boliye.
Sir, you talk about poetry, right? So can I consider the film Hir Ranja by Chetan Anand as a, I think that screenplay was very much poetic.
The whole dialogue, in the entire film, the whole dialogue was written by Kafi Azmi. And you can say that particular film has a particular style. We can use that example of Hir Ranja, where entire dialogues were written in a poetic way by Kafi Azmi, and that could be called it as a style of that particular film.
Okay.
So elliptical meaning, connotation, and symbolism. Many of the filmmakers don't say things directly. They say through a symbol, though they will show something which has a different meaning of what it is in terms of the surface language. Sometimes a milk falling could have a different meaning. Sometimes something which is on a surface, it looks like something else, but actually it is something, it has a different meaning. So people in the past has used the elliptical meanings, connotations, and symbolism as a cinematic expression to their ideas. Emotional moments. So right now, I'll just finish after this emotional moment. When somebody is crying, crying is not that easy in a film for a character. If somebody, and more important than that is a audience crying. Actor can cry because he is used to it, he can act and put the glycerin and not do that. So yes, even this film of Satyajit Ray, Hirak, Rajar Deshe, there's something else meaning into English, I remember that only. But yes, that way of talking is also, you can say, is a style Ray adopted for that particular film. So if an emotional moment is there in the film, and when your film makes you cry, which means either because the character or because something happening on the screen, that is also a cinematic moment, because making someone cry is not easy. You need to build up of the emotion to a point that after 1 minute or 2 minutes, you start feeling for the character and your eyes become wet. So that is also, we can call it as a cinematic moment in the film, which is very, very difficult for a director to achieve. So now it is at 7 o'clock. We'll break for 10 minutes and then we will come back again. Okay, guys? So let me just see. I'll pause this recording, pause recording. So we had finished till emotional moments, and we'll cover up the last slide, which is cutaway whenever shoot documentary. So what is so interesting about cutaways? Whenever you're shooting a documentary, because sometimes you're shooting a documentary and the entire footage is not a part of the cinematic moment, but I have mentioned here for some other reason, that whenever you are shooting a documentaries, do make sure that you are shooting the cutaways of the people or surrounding and other things so that you can edit it better. So cutaway helps to edit the documentary better. That's why I mentioned it over here. Subtle versus propaganda. A very important thing. Now think of a fiction film called Munna Bhai MBBS and Lage Raho Munna Bhai. Lage Raho Munna Bhai is basically what the film is all about. It is about a character who believes in Gandhian philosophy. So do you think it is a propaganda about something called Gandhian philosophy? Yes. But it is done in such a subtle manner that it also improves the image of the actor, because he was charged with certain cases. So if he is doing a film like that, it is saying Sanjay Dutt is improving his image also. So it's a very subtle way of improving somebody's image. So something which is not very, very obvious, but done in a very subtle manner, that is what we call it as a cinematic. So cinematic things are always subtle. They are not very loud. They are not very pronounced. So anything which is subtle is being respected and also called cinematic. There are various examples I can quote about this subtlety, which is not very obvious, but done in a very subdued manner. So subtlety is a very important part of cinematic element, contrary to the audio. Now, sometime audio will say something else and visual will say something else. So either the audio would support the visual or audio would contradict what it is saying. So that film of Band Baja Walas, there are some working class people who are pushing the cart. So they are poor people, and the song which is being played is Mata Jinko Yaad Kare Wo Kismat Wale Hote. While on the contrary, what you are watching over there are unfortunate people. They are not lucky people. So sometimes it contradicts to the audio what you are hearing. It is not supporting the audio, but it is contradicting to the audio. Very often in India, we know that Sardarji jokes are there. There are local jokes over there in the film. And there are universal jokes. There's a difference between local versus universal versus, we call it as a community oriented. So if I crack a joke about a Sikh community, do you think people in France will understand? Or in Germany they will understand? No. Maybe some people from Hindi belt would understand. But there are some jokes which are universal. So visual joke, that's what I'm saying, visual joke, most of the films of the Chaplin has the visual jokes. That's why everybody laughs. So that's also a part of the cinematic culture, which we can call it as a cinematic element. Poetic shot, My Dear Enemy. There's a film by Werner Herzog, which he did on a Klaus Kinski, his friend, My Dear Enemy. So what is a poetic shot? Which shot you would like to call it as a poetic? Something which has extraordinary appeal. Something which is beyond your imagination. something which is not very natural, something which is you will not find in a mundane day-to-day life. So in that film, in the end, Klaus Kinski is shown very violent. He will break the contract. It's very risky to hire him as an actor. But in the end, and he is very pretentious also. He will go to the jungle and sit on a tree and write small diary of a small book. He used to do all that thing. But such a violent man. In the end, there's a shot. Somebody must have captured it. Very interesting shot that a butterfly comes and sits on his head. Then it sits over here. Then it sits over on his nose. So, and he is trying to catch it. So he tried to catch it from here, it goes somewhere else. Then he tried to catch it from there. So it's very interesting how he's playing with a butterfly. So a film which can have a shot like this, which gives a different dimension to the character. A character which is very violent can also be very sober, very innocent, very nature loving. Not the fake nature loving, he goes to jungle and sits on the tree and all that. But here somehow he's liking this little butterfly who's sitting on his head. So shots like this are very rare to organize. You can't organize these shots. You get it or you don't get it. So if your film has something like that, we call it as a cinematic moment. Abstract. What is abstraction? Abstraction is something which is not easy to understand. Something which will takes time to understand. That I prefer to call it as abstract. Now in that film which I did, why I'm quoting that example, because I'm more familiar with that. So in the beginning you see people having hands like this, just hands. I'm holding a hand like this. You see my hand like this, variety of hands. So in the air, these hands are hanging, top of the hands like this position. This position is basically to capture the tip of the Taj Mahal and photographer is taking a photograph. But you don't know you are at the Taj Mahal. So you see 5-6 different heads, this kind of hands holding something which in the air, but nobody knows what it is. And from different angles. And then in the background, you see a commentary by an Indian guy speaking in Spanish. So what does it mean? Nobody can figure it out. And then slowly you realize in the 7th take, when I do a long take, you realize, oh, these guys are getting the picture done at the Taj Mahal. And then there is a commentary of this Spanish character, which is still going on, who is basically a guide, guiding other people. So this idea was not there. When I saw there these people holding hands, I said, this is very funny. These guys are holding hand in the air. So if we don't disclose these hands in the beginning, and to make them more complicated, there's a commentary in the backside of somebody speaking in Spanish. So already it is too difficult to understand when you see this hand holding like this in the air. And on the top of it, you see the Spanish commentary going on. And then you see, oh, it is a Taj Mahal. So abstraction has its own beauty. So we could inculcate something like that. Nothing. It's really wonderful. So I would stop sharing this thing and then I would talk a little more about something else. So since we have not seen very often each other, if you people would like to show your faces, nothing like that, but keep your microphone off so that I would be able to talk a little more. Okay, I will now shift to a cinematic moment in terms of the fiction. Here I was talking more of the documentary. The same thing is also valid for the fiction. So how we can find what is cinematic into the fiction. So I've jotted down few points. I do not have a PPT of it. And so I would say that the dialogue delivery is also sometimes could be cinematic. Dialogue delivery. How? How a dialogue delivery can be cinematic? I remember a film called Angur. I would quote this example again. Yesterday I also quoted about this example when I was mentioning about this character called Porsche, who's a producer, and he says yes or no, which is being inspired by the Gulzar, and he picked up that idea into his film. In the Angur itself, one of the characters says, Aaj ya kal, Saat ya Aat, this or that. He picked up the idea from there. So there in the film, there is a particular situation where Sanjeev Kumar is in the outside, and this character called, I'm forgetting his name, he comes and he informs him that वो जो मैंने 2 लाख रुपए रखे थे, वो Sanjeev Kumar wanted to ask him what happened to the 2 lakh rupees which he kept on the table or something like that. So he says in a very loud voice that वो मैंने वो 2 लाख रुपए दिए कहाँ गए? So it was a simple statement कि मैंने जो 2 लाख रुपए दिए थे वो क्या हुआ उसका? But he don't say it in a simple manner. He says मैंने वो जो 2, the moment the word का ला come, he stretches the lakh so that he realizes that in the public nobody should be able to hear it. So the way this dialogue was delivered in that film Angur, I saw it many years back, more than 30 years, and I still remember, and very often I quote this particular way of delivering the dialogue. So it can be sometime, to me, as I said, that what you will remember after 5 years. Now this is not 5 years, it is 30 years. After 30 years, I still remember the dialogue delivery of Sanjeev Kumar in a public, that he stretches his sound in such a way that it makes it very interesting, and everybody laughs at that point when Sanjeev Kumar was delivering the dialogue. So dialogue delivery could also be very interesting. It could be very cinematic. It could be a cinematic element into the film. If you look of the character of Gabbar Singh in the Sholay, why do you remember the Gabbar Singh? It's a very simple dialogue. कितने आदमी थे? It's a very simple dialogue. कितने आदमी थे? But the way he says, कितने आदमी थे? So it might sound very simple at the paper level, but that's where the director comes into the picture. That if you can make a simple looking thing more cinematic, more appealing, I would use a word called appealing, and hence more cinematic. So that could be another thing. Also, I would say that film without the performance of an actor is nothing. And that's the reason why one film gets Oscar or nominated for Oscar and another film don't. So if you could recollect the performance of an actor, is a very important thing. And for the actor's point of view, it is very important, even for director also, to understand actor handling. At some point, it becomes a part of director's territory, and to understand the actor's performance. Why in the acting course, if you look into the FTI question paper, there is always one question: choose one of the following actors and discuss his performance. Why did you like that particular film? So understanding an actor's performance is a very important thing, and that's it. So somebody has written here, let me just read. Okay, I'll read it in the end. Let me first finish what I wanted to say. Last 20 minutes we will keep it. We still have 15 minutes to go. So short taking is, we have already discussed, long duration versus angle versus other way. Mode of narration or a form, as I said, that the literature always has a variety of ways, the way they narrated the story. In cinema also we have variety of ways. That's why if you look into the film called Kurosawa's Rashomon, it's a very simple idea. One person is being murdered by another. But who did the murder? There are 4 or 5 interpretations of that. So that is his style. And the same style was used by other people called Run Lola Run and Blind Chances by Kieslowski. Two films often I remember in which they use the same idea. And similarly, the Amit Kumar, the Indian director, Monsoon Shootout, also used the same idea of one episode and 3 versions of that. So mode of narration could be also element of cinema. What is cinema? Style, as I already told you, music. Music is something which is, I remember I was attending the Goa Film Festival and Ilayaraja was talking about a film called, it is a film directed by Miloš Forman, Mozart, in which he said something that one of the characters says to another character in a musical style. And remember, it is Ilayaraja who's saying it. Ilayaraja is like Rahman. He's a bigger than Rahman for many people, but at least equal to Rahman. So Ilayaraja said that it took me 25 times. I saw that film 25 times and in the 25th time, I could catch it. It was such subtle way of saying in a musical style. If Ilayaraja can understand something in a 25th time, who the hell you are and who I am. So sometimes things are done in a very, very subtle manner. Even a master like Ilayaraja took 25 times to understand that particular thing in which he says something to another character, which was a particular way of, I don't remember what he actually meant because I didn't have the recording of that. I really wanted to watch that recording of Ilayaraja and study that part again, that what exactly he meant when he says that thing in that particular. It was a master class for the entire people, for the people who came to attend the Goa festival last year I'm talking about. So sometimes it is so subtle. So musically you can say many things, and in Indian cinema music is a part of narration. A song is a part of narration, not all the film, but particularly in the films of 60s and 50s, you see music plays an important part in narrating the story of the film, in enhancing the story of the film. So music could be a part of the cinema, and particularly people like Subhash Ghai and Yash Chopra could not survive without music. The film would have been flop and they would not have been what they are because without the music. So music is a very, very integral part of Indian cinema, particularly Bollywood and down south also. Lyrics is also a part of cinematic culture, I would say. Certain lyrics writers, poetry is a very, very integral part of the narrative. If you, particularly there are poets like Neeraj and Kafi Azmi and many more people are there whose songs were very, very meaningful and they were the part of moving the narrative ahead. So in an Indian context, lyrics could be a very important part of narration of a cinema, and I would call it as a cinematic element. Today, I would say action sequences. Like I was watching a film few days back by a Yang Yimou film called House of Flying Dagger. So there, I was just trying to think that such kind of martial art was never used in Indian cinema, but down Asian countries, particularly China, Korean films, martial art is a very, very integral part. Hollywood is action sequence. There are many action sequences of Hollywood which are really, really amazing. And audiences stick to the film to watch that film, and they are so engaged with those scenes. And that is what for me now is also, I would say, cinematic, because it has a perfection to an extent that audience is not going anywhere. They are not going to toilet or somewhere else, and they're watching like glued to the screen. So action sequences of martial art or Hollywood films could also be, I would like to call it as engaging. Sometimes even in Indian films you see some overdone thing, but it really engages the audience. So anything which engages the audience, whether the Indian or international, for me is cinematic. Also, I would say special effects has become a very integral part today. Earlier, George Lucas and all these people were famous for doing certain kind of film which was special effect oriented. Spielberg and other people. But today, because the computers, things are much more easier. India, we also have people like Down South. Bahubali is another film which is an example of special effects done very, very meticulously and to a very large extent. So to me, some special effects, so computer graphics is also part of cinematic element. And you will never come to know what is, if it is effect or not. I was watching it, I was discussing with a cinematographer, and in the film, last film of Mazid Majidi, Clouds, I don't remember the name, some cloud is there in the name. And there are some particular animals which comes at a particular point. But they did it in a graphics so that you never come to know that they are not there. So sometimes computer graphics and special effect is also a part of cinematic element, I would say. Cinematography, we already have discussed. You can create mood, you can create characteristics through the cinematography. Cinematography is also integral part of cinematic element. In general, a very, very major part, I would say. Certain films without the cinematographies are nothing. So there's another term called mise-en-scene, which we will discuss at some point what exactly it means. It's a little complicated to discuss in a 5 minute. I need to show you certain thing and talk about them, and only then you will be able to understand what exactly mise-en-scene stands for. But let's say, for example, sometime it is a costume, sometime it is art direction, sometime it is a sound design, sometime it is an editing style, shot taking. All these part forms an integral part of the mise-en-scene. Mise-en-scene is not one element, but it is a complexity of many more elements put together, which will formulate the scene. And that's all. Mise-en-scene is basically picked up from the theater, and but theater has, as we discussed yesterday, the theater has a limited space where people do everything. You could feel the mountain, you could feel the wind, sea. There are techniques by which people do it, but in cinema, you really have to go to the location or bring the location to the studio or create the location in the computer graphics, but it should look real. Okay. So this is in brief today, and now I'll take up the question and then we will disperse. So there are 25 minutes, and that's the difference between this interactive class and people who will be watching this video tomorrow. Yesterday's class video I also need to load today, but since it got divided into 2 parts and took me time to put them together, so it will be done tomorrow for sure, and I will send you the link. But more important is, okay, Sushanta Samantha, please ask.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. Sir, can I ask a question from yesterday's class? Actually, I had a doubt yesterday.
बोलिए, कोई भी क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं आप.
Sir, yesterday somebody has mentioned about the existing school of thought or something, a point like that in the philosophical side of the cinema. So I couldn't follow the point. Would you please explain?
No. What do you mean by existing?
School of thought. Somebody has mentioned this point in the philosophical side of
it is not existing. It is called existential school of thought. Existentialism is a particular school of thought in which it is believed that nothing is pre-planned for you. You are not like a tree or something else, where the banana tree will become banana, mango tree will become mango. It is a pre-planned. The programming is already done. You will just unfold. Human being is not that. Human being is not destined to become this or that. It is up to you what you want to become. So there is no blueprint for you. You are the blueprint. You will decide what you want to become. So that is one of the element of existentialism. This was a school of thought in which Jean-Paul Sartre was one of the profound member of this thought process. And there were a couple of other people also. So it was an existential school of thought, what he was talking about.
Okay, thank you.
Singh.
जी sir. Sir, we are going to have this class of MCQ tomorrow, but the main question was yesterday. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
सर अभी आपने क्वेश्चन मेंशन किया था जिसमें ऑड वन आउट चूज करना था अमंग काइंड ऑफ
लॉन्ग टेक,
4
लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन टेक,
फिल्म
उसके अंदर दो नाम मैंने बोले थे, निकोलस यांचो और ये जो ग्रीक का फिल्म मेकर है थियोडोर एंग्लोपोलस का पूरा नाम है। उसकी फिल्में हैं कुछ लैंडस्केप इन द मिस्ट और इटर्निटी एंड ए डे, इस टाइप की कुछ फिल्में हैं उसकी। तो दो फेमस फिल्में हैं, इटर्निटी एंड डे
यस सर
पाम d'Or विनर है कांस के अंदर, और लैंडस्केप इन द मिस्ट उसका बड़ा फेवरेट फिल्म है मेरा, बच्चे को लेके फिल्म है। उसकी फिल्म में बच्चा होता है जनरली, नॉट ऑलवेज बट समटाइम। So then there was one more chap, I'm not able to easily recollect who was the third person. Then there was a fourth man. So it was odd one out. Who among the following is not known for a long duration take? That was the question.
So sir question यही है मेरा कि apart from just watching a lot of films and lot of important films, like what do we do about the MCQ section? Like where do we study from and how do we study?
आप लोगों ने MCQ सेक्शन का जो 1000 रुपीज वाला जो ऑनलाइन वर्जन है वो सब्सक्राइब किया हुआ है?
सर अभी ऑर्डर करेंगे
तो कर लीजिएगा तो अच्छा रहेगा, नहीं करोगे तो बहुत लेट हो जाएगा। उसके अंदर मैंने
सर उसके अलावा
पूरे सुन लो मेरी बात में, उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं है। अलावा तो तब होगा ना जब मैंने उसमें कुछ छोड़ा होगा। जब मैंने उसमें कुछ छोड़ा ही नहीं है तो अलावा कहां से आ गया? अलावा तब आएगा जब मैंने उसमें कुछ छोड़ा होगा, करेक्ट? जब छोड़ा ही नहीं है तो अलावा का मतलब ही नहीं है। मैंने उसमें कुछ छोड़ा ही नहीं है, और जो छोड़ा है उसका ना तो बिगिनिंग है ना एंड है। वो है जनरल नॉलेज। गांधी जी कब पैदा हुए, गांधी जी की बीबी कौन थी, गांधी जी के पापा कौन थे, गांधी जी की माता जी कौन थी, ये सब जो बकवास है उसका ना तो कोई शुरुआत है ना कोई अंत। ठीक है, तो ये जो जीके इतनी मोटी किताब है, एक मनोरमा गाइड, ऐसी जीके की 50 और किताबें। अब उसका शुरुआत, जिस चीज की कोई शुरुआत नहीं है, जिसका कोई अंत नहीं है। अब थिएटर की बात करते हैं, मान लीजिए थिएटर का फिर भी एक शुरुआत है, फिर भी एक एंड है। वो कल मैं सुबह डिस्कस करूंगा। तो मेरी खोपड़ी जितनी है, उस खोपड़ी के हिसाब से हिंदुस्तान में जितने भी इंपॉर्टेंट प्ले आज तक हुए हैं, चाहे वो इंडियन आदमी का प्ले है या कोई फॉरेनर का प्ले है, मैंने सब कवर किए हुए। अब तुम खोल के देखोगे ही नहीं और बकवास करते रहोगे कि हम उसके अलावा, तुमने तो वो ही नहीं किया अभी तक, तो अलावा कहां से करोगे? तुम वो तो खोलो पहले, उसको तो पढ़ो पहले। तुमने तो वही नहीं पढ़ा हुआ है अभी तक, और तुम सो रहे हो अपना बैठ के। पैटर्न है, पिछले साल का पैटर्न देखिए आप जीके का, उसके अंदर उन्होंने बोला हुआ है प्रोस्पेक्टस के अंदर कि 30 में से 22 मार्क्स का आर्ट, कल्चर, डांस, म्यूजिक, पेंटिंग, स्कल्पचर, इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आएगा। उसमें सिनेमा पे स्पेसिफाई किया हुआ है उन्होंने 15 मार्क्स। अब 15 16 भी हो सकता है, 14 भी हो सकता है, 13 भी हो सकता है, और 20 भी हो सकता है। ऐसा तो रूल नहीं है, बट उन्होंने आइडिया दिया हुआ है। तो आप उस पैटर्न को देखिए, उस पैटर्न के हिसाब से किस टाइप के क्वेश्चन, जो ये ऊटपटांग जीके है कि मोदी जी कौन से नंबर के प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं, 34 है, 35 है, 36 है। अब ये ऊटपटांग की जीके है मेरे हिसाब से। ये लास्ट ईयर क्वेश्चन था, ये बकवास क्वेश्चन लास्ट ईयर एफटीआई एंट्रेंस एग्जाम में था। तो ये जो बकवास है, इसका कोई ना तो शुरुआत है ना कोई एंड। अब आप कोई क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे, मोदी जी जब चाय बनाते थे तो उसमें चाय की पत्ती कौन सी डालते थे? अब मुझे क्या लेन देन? ये इट इज एज स्टूपिड ए क्वेश्चन कि मोदी जी 34वें प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं, 35 हैं, 36 है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है इससे? तो ऐसी बकवास वहां आती है। एक और बकवास थी अकबर के टाइम में, कहां पर कौन सी नदी के ऊपर वो कुछ मिलिट्री से कनेक्टेड कुछ था क्वेश्चन, बड़ा उठपटांग का क्वेश्चन है। अब ऐसे उठपटांग के क्वेश्चन का ना तो कोई शुरुआत है ना कोई अंत है, बट सिनेमा के अंदर फिर भी शुरुआत है, फिर भी अंत है। तो मैंने वो लिस्ट बना रखी है, उसके अंदर उसमें इंपॉर्टेंट फिल्म मेकर्स के फिल्मों के बारे में डिस्कस किया गया है। ये फिल्म मेकर्स है मेरे हिसाब से जिसके ऊपर पूछा जा सकता है, जिसके सिनॉप्सिस पूछे जा सकते हैं किसी फिल्म के, इसके वो उसके अलावा जो भी कुछ है उसका ना तो कोई शुरुआत है ना कोई अंत। वो तुम्हारी किस्मत पे है कि तुम्हें कुछ अता पता है उसका, तो ठीक है, आ गया तो ठीक है। बट जिस चीज का शुरुआत और अंत है, अब कथक डांसर हिंदुस्तान में कितने हैं? बड़े कथक डांसर 50 है हिंदुस्तान में। ओडीसी के बड़े डांसर कितने हैं? 70 होंगे, 60 होंगे। इसका फिर भी शुरुआत और एंड है, यहां से चालू होता है और यहां खत्म हो जाता है, करेक्ट। तो जिसका शुरुआत और जिसका एंड है वो मैंने वहां कवर किया हुआ है। जो भी आदमी अपने आप को तुर्रम खान होगा उसको कभी ना कभी वो संगीत नाटक एकेडमी का अवार्ड मिला होगा। तो मैंने संगीत नाटक एकेडमी के अंदर 500 क्वेश्चन वहां डाले हुए हैं, आपने खोल के देखा ही नहीं कभी जिंदगी में। तो जब खोल के देखोगे ही नहीं तो उसके अलावा जो है उसका भगवान जाने कहां से शुरुआत है कहां से खत्म है, तुम्हारे हॉरोस्कोप पे डिपेंड करता है। बट जो हॉरोस्कोप के अंदर की चीज है, जिसका शुरुआत है और जिसका एंड है, फॉरेन लैंग्वेज ऑस्कर शुरुआत है उसकी। 1958 से फिल्म पूछा जा सकता है इस फिल्म को फॉरेन लैंग्वेज ऑस्कर मिला या नहीं मिला, नॉमिनेटेड था या नहीं था। तो क्वेश्चन मैंने बनाए हुए हैं, बट तुम लोग तो सो रहे हो अपना चद्दर ओढ़ के। तुम्हें लग रहा है नरेश शर्मा पेपर देने जा रहा है, नरेश शर्मा पढ़ेगा, नरेश शर्मा को सर का दर्द लेना चाहिए। तो जो पेपर देने जाएगा उसको सर का दर्द लेना पड़ेगा। आपने पैसे फूके 10,000 यहाँ पर आने के लिए, फूके ना, तो थोड़ा 1,000 और फूक लो। 1 साल बर्बाद करना बेटर है या 1,000 फूकना बेटर है?
नहीं सर, वो ऑलरेडी लिस्ट में था, बस सोर्स ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन पूछ रहा था कि इस तरह
मैं
की आर्ट एंड
आपको जो
कल्चर
बता रहा हूं आप उसको समझने की कोशिश ही नहीं कर रहे। जिसका शुरुआत और जिसका एंड है वो मैंने लिस्ट किया हुआ है वहां पर। फिर भी हम उसमें हर महीने 50 से 100 क्वेश्चन ऐड करते हैं। आप जाके देखेंगे तो ऊपर एक सेक्शन होता है व्हाट इज न्यू। तो अगस्त के महीने में आपको पता लगेगा कि 40, 50, 60, 70 क्वेश्चन उसमें नए ऐड किए। पहले हम लोगों ने जीके वाले पार्ट को इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं दी हुई थी उसका, क्योंकि कोई शुरुआत नहीं है कोई एंड नहीं है। फिर भी इस बार हमने सोचा कि कुछ हिस्ट्री से कनेक्टेड इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन क्या बन सकते हैं, तो हिस्ट्री से कनेक्टेड थोड़े से इंपॉर्टेंट, हालांकि उसका कोई शुरुआत कोई एंड नहीं है। अगेन आई एम सेइंग दैट उसका ना तो कोई शुरुआत है ना कोई एंड है। बट जो चीज का शुरुआत और एंड है, जैसे डांस, डांसर के ऊपर एक शुरुआत और एंड है। डांसर के ऊपर एक शुरुआत एंड है कि भाई इतने टाइप के डांस होते हैं, इतने टाइप के फोक डांस होते हैं, इतने डांसर हैं, ये पद्मश्री मिला हुआ है, इसको पद्म भूषण मिला हुआ है, इसको ये मिला हुआ, वो सब इकट्ठा करके वहां पे रखा हुआ है। उनकी शक्लें कैसी हैं वो भी डाली हुई है। एसएनए वाले पार्ट में नहीं है क्योंकि उनकी टेढ़ी मेढ़ी शक्लें हैं कुछ लोगों की, जिनको पता ही नहीं है, कोई फोटोग्राफी नहीं मिलता गूगल के अंदर, ऐसे ऐसे लोग बैठे हुए हैं और वो इंपॉर्टेंट है। गूगल में उनका फोटो मिलता ही नहीं है, केवल संगीत नाटक एकेडमी की वेबसाइट पे एक पासपोर्ट साइज फोटोग्राफ लगा हुआ है उस आदमी का बस, और कोई दूसरा फोटोग्राफ गूगल में नहीं। वो इंपॉर्टेंट लोग हैं, फोटो नहीं है इसका मतलब नहीं है इंपॉर्टेंट आदमी नहीं है वो, जिसका फोटो नहीं है उसका इंपॉर्टेंट ही नहीं है, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है। बहुत से लोग हैं जिनका कोई फोटो वोटो नहीं है गूगल में, बहुत से लोग हैं और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट लोग, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट लोग हैं। तो मेरा कहने का मतलब यह है कि कॉमन सेंस लगाओ अगर जिंदगी में है तो, और नहीं है तो फिर कोई उसका कोई इलाज ही नहीं है। कॉमन सेंस क्या होती है कि पिछले साल के 4 क्वेश्चन पेपर वहां पर वेबसाइट पे लगे हुए, उसको डाउनलोड करिए, उसको वर्ड फाइल में करिए, फिर देखिए किस किस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आए। सिंपल सा फॉर्मूला है। नेक्स्ट
Sir, as we were talking about cinematic elements, one of the most cinematic element that has stuck to my head is a dream sequence from Nayak, where Uttam Kumar is standing and running on a pile of money, and there is a telephone and a skeleton, and Uttam Kumar is eventually sinking into the pile of money. So will that fall under an abstract sequence or a poetic shot?
देखिए उसका नाम कुछ भी दे दीजिए, वो एक लेबल है जो मैंने जब बोला पोएटिक, उसका एक मैंने लेबल ले दिया पोएटिक, पोएटिक शॉट, ठीक है।
Yes, sir.
उसका लेबल कुछ और भी दे सकते हैं आप, इमेजिनेटिव भी दे सकते हैं आप उसका ऐसा कोई वो ये फिजिक्स नहीं है कि थर्मोडायनेमिक्स है इसका नाम, इसका नाम न्यूक्लियर फिजिक्स है, इसका नाम कुछ इलेक्ट्रोडायनेमिक्स है। ये आपके हिसाब से आपको जो लगता है उसका नाम कुछ भी दे दीजिए, उसको ड्रीम सीक्वेंस कह लीजिए, अगर ड्रीम है तो ड्रीम में है तो उसको आप इमेजिनेटिव भी बोल सकते हो। आपको लगता है कि बड़ा कुछ एब्स्ट्रैक्ट सा है तो उसका नाम एब्स्ट्रैक्शन भी दे सकते हो, बट दे विल ऑल फॉल अंडर ए कैटेगरी कॉल्ड सिनेमैटिक। तो सिनेमैटिक क्या चीज है, मैं वही बताने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं कि सिनेमैटिक कुछ भी हो सकता है, कुछ भी चीज सिनेमैटिक हो सकती है। साइलेंस कैन बी सिनेमैटिक। अब मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूं, साइलेंस में क्या है सिनेमैटिक। अब आप बहस करने बैठ जाओ मेरे से कि व्हाट इज सिनेमैटिक अबाउट साइलेंस, अरे साइलेंस का मतलब कोई आवाज नहीं आ रही, तो इसमें सिनेमैटिक क्या है? मैं बताता हूं. There's a film by Kurosawa in which one of the character comes out and he comes to know that he has a cancer and he is on the road. रोड पे ट्रैफिक की आवाज आ रही है इधर से, but when he is on the road you don't listen to the sound for 10 seconds at all. तो ऐसा क्यों हो गया? 10 सेकंड तक वो कैरेक्टर को कोई आवाज नहीं सुनाई दे रही, बिकॉज ही इज इनटू हिज वर्ल्ड. वो कोई अपनी दुनिया में खोया हुआ है. भाड़ में गए, ट्रैफिक इधर उधर से जो आ रहा है, मेरे को कैंसर हो गया, मैं क्या करूंगा जिंदगी में? सो ही इज इनटू हिज वर्ल्ड. So he is not into this world which you are watching on the screen. So in order to show his world, director mutes the whole sound for 10 seconds. तो कुछ भी सिनेमैटिक हो सकता है. तो ये नहीं कि अंदर बजा के किताब पढ़ी और पॉइंट 1 2 3 4 लिख लिया और ये सिनेमा है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. कुछ भी सिनेमैटिक एलिमेंट हो सकता है. It can be dialogue, it can be silence, it can be non-verbal, it can be music, it can be anything which constitute a filmmaking. Any element which constitute a filmmaking can be called cinematic. चाहे वो आर्ट डायरेक्शन. अब एक फिल्म है ग्रैंड बुदापेस्ट, होटल, द ग्रैंड होटल, उसका नाम है द ग्रैंड होटल बुदापेस्ट या बुदापेस्ट ग्रैंड होटल, ऐसे कुछ करके नाम.
ग्रैंड बुदापेस्ट
होटल वेस्ट का फिल्म है. अब उस फिल्म का कलर डिजाइन देखिएगा, आर्ट डायरेक्शन और कॉस्ट्यूम के बिना वो फिल्म डूब जाएगी. वो वेस एंडरसन का स्टाइल है, वो पहले भी करता रहा है ऐसे. करेक्ट. तो उसकी फिल्म का एक ये पर्टिकुलर स्टाइल है और यही कारण है कि वो फिल्म, रॉबर्ट जो उसका सिनेमेटोग्राफर है, दैट गॉट नॉमिनेटेड फॉर ऑस्कर फॉर दैट फिल्म सिनेमेटोग्राफी. बट उसमें कंट्रीब्यूशन तो आर्ट डायरेक्टर का है, कंट्रीब्यूशन तो कॉस्ट्यूम डिजाइनर का है, लाइटिंग तो हर जगह होती ही होती है, तो क्रेडिट उसका सिनेमेटोग्राफर को मिल जाता है. क्यों? क्योंकि ही गॉट ए अपॉर्चुनिटी टू शूट दोज कलरफुल विजुअल्स. तो कुछ भी ऐसा एलिमेंट सिनेमैटिक एलिमेंट कहलाएगा जिसका कुछ एक्सेप्शनली कंट्रीब्यूशन है. एक्सेप्शनल कंट्रीब्यूशन होना चाहिए. इट शुड नॉट बी ऑर्डिनरी. इट शुड नॉट बी ऑर्डिनरी. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ अ सिनेमैटिक एलिमेंट. समझे मेरी बात? हाँ जी, नेक्स्ट.
हेलो सर. सर टीवी डायरेक्शन के लिए क्या, मतलब उसके प्रिपरेशन क्या करनी
टीवी में ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, टीवी में देखता नहीं हूँ. बट आंसर मेरा वही है जो जो अभी आपने किसी ने पूछा. अभी जो है, क्योंकि टीवी में ज्यादा कुछ काम हुआ नहीं है बहुत काफी टाइम से, तो उसमें टीवी से कनेक्टेड, टीवी सीरियल से कनेक्टेड, कुछ वेब सीरीज से कनेक्टेड, टीवी की छोटी बड़ी बहन जो है वेब सीरीज समझ लीजिए, वेब सीरीज से कनेक्टेड क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. कौन सी वेब सीरीज किसी उसके ऊपर बेस्ड है, किसका स्टोरी क्या है, उसमें स्टोरी एलिमेंट आ सकता है. एमसीक्यू के अंदर अगर मान लीजिए क्वेश्चन आएंगे, वेब सीरीज के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ सकता है किसी परफॉर्मेंस को लेके, वेब सीरीज के कैरेक्टराइजेशन को लेके आ सकता है. वेब सीरीज कोई थ्रिलर आपको पसंद थी तो क्यों थी बताओ. तो वेब सीरीज से कनेक्टेड जो क्वेश्चंस बन सकते हैं उसके ऊपर पूछा जा सकता है. टेलीविजन से कनेक्टेड कुछ चीजें पूछी जा सकती हैं. वेब सीरीज में अभी जैसे डॉक्यू ड्रामा है, ये जो पूरा का पूरा डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज का जो कमिश्निंग चल रहा है, हर्षल मेहता के ऊपर, ओशो की सेक्रेटरी के ऊपर था, और भी ऐसी कुछ सीरीज आई हैं. तो वेब सीरीज को कंसंट्रेट करके कुछ 3-4 क्वेश्चन जो है वो लोग पूछ सकते हैं, क्योंकि टेलीविजन का मतलब वही है बेसिकली स्मॉल स्क्रीन, and OTT is smallest screen that way. Though the budgets are bigger than the TV, but it has still occupied a very important part. OTT, Indian OTT खास तौर पे, उसको लेके आप जितने भी ये 4-5 मेजर प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं, पिछले 2 साल के अंदर कौन कौन सी वेब सीरीज आई हैं, किसमें कुछ कंट्रोवर्शियल रहा, कोई इंपॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टर रहा, किसी को अवार्ड मिल गया ग्रामी व्रामी टाइप का, उसको लेके कुछ जो है पूछा जा सकता है.
Sir, are we talking? We are talking about web series. So, are internationally acclaimed web series like Breaking Bad, Narcos, Stranger Things, Dark, are they important for?
हाँ, मैं जो है वेब सीरीज ज्यादा नहीं देखता हूँ। जब कोई मेरा यार दोस्त किसी ने कुछ काम किया होगा किसी में, तो उस टाइप, जैसे महारानी मैंने वेब सीरीज एक दिन में देख डाली पूरी की पूरी, क्योंकि आई न्यू समवन हु एक्टेड इन दैट फिल्म, सम मोर कैरेक्टर्स आल्सो। तो इंटरनेशनल एक्लेम्ड वेब सीरीज के ऊपर पूछा जा सकता है, जिसको इंडिया में भी लोगों ने देखा हो। ऐसा ना हो कि अमेरिकन सीरीज हो और इंडिया में किसको पता ही नहीं है उसका, ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता। एक्लेम्ड का मतलब यही होता है कि वो इंडिया में भी लोगों ने देखी हो। तो कुछ ऐसी वेब सीरीज जिनका व्यूअरशिप बड़ा हाई है, उसके बारे में कुछ पूछा जा सकता है। मेनली वो लोग कंसंट्रेट करेंगे इंडियन वेब सीरीज को लेके, आई होप सो। और उसमें इंटरनेशनली भी आप इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं। कोई जेनरिक कैरेक्टर है, मान ली जेनरिक क्वेश्चन है, डिस्क्राइब अबाउट ए वेब सीरीज विच इज अ थ्रिलर एंड व्हाई डिड यू लाइक इट। तो उसमें कुछ एडेप्टेशन को लेके बात की जा सकती है। वो डिपेंड करता है क्वेश्चन कितने मार्क्स का है, और उसका आप एक काम करना चालू कीजिए, जो मैं भी करूंगा, मैंने तो किया हुआ है, मतलब फिक्शन के 3 साल वाले कोर्स के लिए किया हुआ है, 1 साल वाले का मैंने कुछ ज्यादा काम नहीं किया है। उसमें कुछ मैंने 50 क्वेश्चन जो है फ्रेम किए, 50 क्वेश्चन जो है मैंने फ्रेम किए हुए। वो सिचुएशनल नहीं है। सिचुएशनल मतलब एक फोटो दिखा दिया और बोला अब बताओ क्या है, क्या हो रहा है इसके अंदर, उस टाइप के क्वेश्चन नहीं है। वो 50 क्वेश्चंस मैंने फ्रेम किए हुए हैं, वो डायरेक्शन के अंदर पूछे जा सकते हैं। जैसे कल का जो डिस्कशन था और आज का डिस्कशन है, इसके ऊपर मैं क्वेश्चन आपको लिख के भेजूंगा जो हमने डिस्कस किया। अब जिसका इंटरेस्ट होगा वो अपना आंसर लिख लेगा, जिसका इंटरेस्ट नहीं है वो नहीं लिखेगा। मैं लिख के आपको नहीं भेजूंगा। अब बात समझ रहे हैं? कभी कभी ऐसा होगा कि मैं कुछ वर्ड फाइल्स में अपने नोट्स बना के कुछ, कभी कभी, हमेशा नहीं, कभी कभी, बट मैंने जो बातें की हैं ये सब वीडियो में रिकॉर्डेड है। यहाँ पर आप इनको रेफर कर सकते हैं। दैट्स व्हाई दीज रिकॉर्डिंग्स आर देयर। अब 2 घंटे की क्लास है, 2 घंटा तो 24 घंटे में से निकालना पड़ेगा आपको बाद में सुनने के लिए, इसको दोबारा से नोट डाउन करने के लिए, है नहीं? तो आप 2 घंटे निकालेंगे तो उसमें बीच बीच में जहां पे उठपटांग की बात चल रही है उसको छोड़ दीजिए, काम की बात का पॉइंट लिख के आप उसको अपने हिसाब से एलोबरेट कर लीजिए। तो उसके क्वेश्चंस लिखिए आप कि किस टाइप के क्वेश्चन, मैं भी लिख के आपको दूंगा किस टाइप के, क्योंकि हमारे पास लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ डेज है, तो मैं उसमें वही चीज डिस्कस करना चाहूंगा जो बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है मेरे हिसाब से। तुम्हारे हिसाब से क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है वो तुम करते रहो, मेरे हिसाब से क्या इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है वो मैं इन 40 दिनों में डिस्कस करूंगा। उसमें मैं 10 दिन कुछ और ऐसे लोग भी लेके आऊंगा जो इमेज से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस होते हैं कि इसको कैसे डिस्क्राइब किया जाए, उस टाइप के जो क्वेश्चन होते हैं उसमें 2-3 दिन जो है वो इनवाइट सम अदर पीपल आल्सो हु वुड डिस्कस विद यू, who are much better than I am in terms of imaginative ideas and, तो मैं ऐसे लोगों को भी बीच बीच में लाऊंगा। तो but they are not the people who would be क्वेश्चन आंसर वाले फॉर्मेट के लोग नहीं है, बट वो जो इमेज को लेके डिस्क्रिप्शन होता है कि ये इमेज है, अब आप इसको देख के आपके दिमाग में क्या आ रहा है, अब इसको थोड़ा डिस्क्राइब करिए। तो उस टाइप के जो क्वेश्चन आते हैं उसके ऊपर मैं 2-3 लोगों को आई वुड ब्रिंग देम ओवर हियर सो दैट दे वुड give you the insight about this. So that would be in brief. So my suggestion is please write down certain questions, expected questions. अपने दिमाग से क्या क्या बन सकता है, क्या क्वेश्चन बन सकता है, वेब सीरीज के ऊपर क्या पूछा जाए, तो उसको आप जो है कुछ एजुकेशनल ट्यूटोरियल ढूंढिए वेब सीरीज के ऊपर। बहुत सारी कुछ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होती है, कोई वेब सीरीज के ऊपर क्वेश्चनेयर बना देती हैं वो एकेडमिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, ऐसा भी होता है। ऐसी ही कुछ पीडीएफ इधर उधर से मिल जाए। अजीब अजीब लोग हैं जो अजीब अजीब काम करते हैं। कोई वेब सीरीज देखी, उसको बड़ा एजुकेशनल वैल्यू उसमें दिखाई दिया, उन्होंने उसमें उठा के कुछ 5 साल क्वेश्चन बना डाले एजुकेशनल वैल्यू के, स्कूलों में वो दिखा रहे हैं इधर उधर कुछ। ऐसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होती है। कुछ पीडीएफ फाइलें आपको मिल जाएंगी ढंग की अगर आप ढूंढेंगे तो। मैंने ढूंढा है एक कुछ एकेडमिक प्लान के हिसाब से, एक पियर ले फू फिल्म है गोदार्ड का, उसके ऊपर कुछ 20-25 पेज का पीडीएफ फाइल था, मेरे पास है वो। तो मैं आपके साथ वो डिस्कस करूंगा जब वो फिल्म एनालिसिस की भी बात होगी कुछ दिन के लिए। तो आप जो है सोचिए कि अगर आप एग्जामिनर हैं तो आप क्या क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे वेब सीरीज से कनेक्टेड। हाँ जी, लेसन एफएन बोलिए।
So am I audible to you? So it is regarding yesterday's portion what we took. So you discussed about the qualities of cinema. So if a question like this asked, what are the qualities of a cinema, or what do you find and has a quality?
I would, it is cinematic element. quality of cinema is not, is the, try to distinguish these two terms. I would write down these questions and send it to you via email. Day after tomorrow, Monday को कल MCQ का क्लास है, उसके बाद Tuesday को, sorry Sunday को क्लास है, Sunday evening या Monday morning आपको मैं question भेजूंगा जो अभी तक हमने discuss किया.
Yes, sir. I'm so sorry. It's a called element, called tick elements. Yes, sir. So if there's a question like what is cinema, if there's a question like that asked, can we take points from all these literary qualities and everything and make up a perfect answer for that?
Correct.
Can we make up?
Yes, you can. You can. I would also try to formulate a word file if I find the time, because everything is in my mind. I also want the things to be into the word file also. So, but still you can refer to this video, go back, write down points, elaborate them into the 4 to 5 lines. That is the best way to go ahead.
Yes, sir. Actually, I have been doing yesterday's portion. I have been written to point wise, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 under each qualities like that. And today's note also after this class, I might be writing into a point, perfect points.
I am not able to hear. The sound is reverberating. I don't know where you are sitting.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yeah.
Sir, I am making up into this point.
Portion under each qualities I have been making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also what today's portion was taken, I have been written small notes on that, so I'll be elaborating and writing it according to it, like in point wise.
That's very important. Otherwise, in the exam, if you start thinking, and if this is already being discussed, and if you are not prepared beforehand, then I would say you are a fool. You knew the question, answer was discussed with you. Why you did not wrote it down beforehand and just reproduced it in the examination? If you are thinking over there, अच्छा ये क्या, हाँ ये तो हमने सुना था उस दिन, अब हम कुछ लिखते हैं. No, it should have been written beforehand because the question is being discussed. Question is being discussed. I would resend in a proper language tomorrow the questions. Okay. And then you should have written the, and I have told the answer also. I have not just discussed, 1-2 घंटे की क्लास में क्वेश्चन डिस्कस नहीं हो रहा है, क्वेश्चन का आंसर डिस्कस हो. So listen to the answers, recording carefully again, make your own notes. Everybody has to see. If I send it everything to everyone, everything is being served. What is the difference between A versus B versus C? That is where the difference would come. Whether you did your hard work or not. If you did your hard work, you would get it. Somebody else who's sitting next to you and sleeping, gone for an evening walk, and tomorrow you think they will look at the video, tomorrow will never come. You have to understand now. Tomorrow you need to sit down, the day after tomorrow, whenever you get the video, and then listen to it, pause it, note down the point, and then rewrite it. Formulate your answer so that you should be able to Xerox it in the examination if something like that happens. That is the end advantage. So, point is how we can think of questions which can come. What are the probable questions which can come? And the answer are being given in this 2 hours. Yesterday as well as today. And if you still fail to write a good answer, so I don't know what to say. So thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. And as usual, we have this polling system. So first, I would just get into this polling.
I had a question. Can I ask?
Yeah, quickly ask.
Sir, what was the cutoff of direction and screenplay last year?
Last year it was 63 or 64. And this year it will be 70 plus. Remember it.
Okay, sir.
3-year general category I am interested. I am not interested in the reserved SC, ST, OBC, etc. etc. Okay. So it is the launching of the poll. 19 people are still around. So you can just press the button and there you are. And then we will meet up tomorrow morning for the MCQ.
Sir, one question.
Yeah.
Sir, is it necessary to have any experience in any direction or something?
Not at all. Not at all. Whatever you are talking, you should understand that, and you should You should have understood that what you're talking. Simple.
Okay.
If you say I am a programmer, I am a computer programmer. So if I ask you, do you know PHP or ASP.NET? You said yes. And if I ask you a question connected with PHP, and if you are not able to answer it, out. As simple as that. You say that I am a programmer and I know the language called ASP.NET. And if I ask you 3 questions, and if you're not able to answer 3 questions properly, out. Next. They're not interested in cinema. They are interested in whatever you are talking. Do you know what you are talking? Simple. If you say, I'm a chemistry graduate, for example, if I ask you 3 questions connected with chemistry, if you're not able to answer, you're out. Whatever shit you know in your life, you should know it thoroughly. That is what FTI look into. B, FTI look into your intelligence level. Are you an intelligent person? Prove it. How? They will ask a question about what you say. You say, I am a graduate from literature. You say, I am a theatre director, I have directed theatre plays and blah, 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 blah. Out. Chalo, ab पूछते तुमने कितना theatre आता है तुमको. Whatever you know, they would check only that. So that you can't say, अरे हमको तो पता नहीं था. आपने तो हमें फंसा दिया. हमने तो फ्रेंच फिल्में देखी ही नहीं है. तुमने जो देखा है वो बताओ. तुमने क्या देखा है? तुमने क्या पढ़ा है? तुमने क्या समझा है? तुमने क्या सीखा है? तुम वो बात करो. तुमको तुम्हारे जाल में ही फंसाया जाएगा अगर तुमने गलती से रिटर्न क्लियर कर लिया तो. बात समझ आ रही है मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
तो सर मतलब अगर मैंने इंटरेस्ट सिनेमा मैंने नहीं देखा और मुझे अगर सपोज कीजिए कि मैंने इंटरनेशनल सिनेमा नहीं देखा,
कोई बात नहीं. वो तो बात ही नहीं कर रहे हैं इंटरनेशनल सिनेमा की. वो तो तुमसे बात कर रहे हैं कि तुम्हारा किस चीज में इंटरेस्ट है. बताओ तुमने जिंदगी के 23 साल में क्या किया है? तुम्हारा क्या फोकस है? इंटरनेशनल सिनेमा देखा, इंडियन सिनेमा तो देखा होगा.
जी 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 जी.
क्या देखा है वो ही बता दो मुझे. लगे तो क्या देखा है? कौन सा डायरेक्टर तुम्हारा फेवरेट है? बोलो. चलो अभी बात.
उपेंद्र सर. सर उपेंद्र एक कन्नड़ सिनेमा का डायरेक्टर है. सर
सिनेमा का डायरेक्टर है. वहाँ कन्नड़ वाला आदमी होगा, वो तुमसे सारा उपेंद्र समझ लेगा.
अच्छा.
और तुम्हें बचा कुचा समझा देगा. कन्नड़ में और भी लोग हैं. गिरीश कासरवल्ली का नाम सुना है कभी जिंदगी में?
सुना है सर, पर देखा नहीं है. नाम
देखा है तो देखो. अपनी लैंग्वेज में तो देखो. तुम अपना गाना गा रहे हो कुछ उपेंद्र का. उन लोगों को इंटरेस्ट है गिरीश कासरवल्ली में. गिरीश कासरवल्ली कन्नड़ सिनेमा का वो डायरेक्टर है जिसके पास मैक्सिमम नेशनल अवार्ड है. अब बात समझ रहे हैं आप? आप अपनी लैंग्वेज के अंदर आ जाइए. वो पूछेंगे तुमसे गिरीश कासरवल्ली अगर तुमने कन्नड़ बोल दिया तो.
एक्चुअली मैं हूँ गुजराती सर.
तुम कोई ऊटपटांग का नाम लेके बैठ जाओगे, उसका कोई मतलब नहीं. अपनी लैंग्वेज के अंदर मास्टर आदमी कौन है उसकी बात होगी. तुम्हारी लैंग्वेज के अंदर जो मास्टर आदमी है उसके बारे में बात की जाएगी. लैंग्वेज तुम्हारी होगी, मास्टर आदमी वो लोग चूज करेंगे. क्या आपने गिरीश कासरवल्ली देखा है? आप बोलेंगे नहीं देखा. चलो कोई बात नहीं, थोड़ा सा आगे बढ़ जाते हैं. क्या आपने MS सत्यू देखा है? आपने नहीं देखा. आपने कोई ऊट पटांग का आदमी देखा है जिसका कभी नाम किसी ने सुना? और जो आदमी का नाम अगर बोल रहे हो, अगर उसने कुछ जिंदगी में इंपॉर्टेंट काम किया है तो उसका नाम उन लोगों को पता हो. मेरे को थोड़ा कन्नड़ सिनेमा के बारे में कम पता है, बट वहां पे लोग बैठे हैं जिनको कन्नड़ सिनेमा के बारे में बहुत कुछ पता है. आपको बात समझ आई मैं क्या बोल रहा हूं आपको?
जी सर.
कन्नड़ सिनेमा की बोला तुमने और तुम्हें गिरीश कासरवल्ली नहीं मालूम तो तुम गांव जाओ, खेती करो. मेरे हिसाब से अगर मैं वहां बैठा हुआ हूँगा तो मैं आपको बोलूंगा आपको गांव जाना चाहिए और आपको खेती करनी चाहिए. फालतू के चक्रों में मत पड़ो. अपनी लैंग्वेज तुम्हारी रहेगी, बट तुम्हारी लैंग्वेज के अंदर जो मास्टर आदमी है उसका काम तुमने नहीं देखा तो तुम चद्दर ओढ़ के सो रहे हो. सोते रहो. बहुत लोग हैं जो जागे हुए हैं. बात समझ रहे हैं? You proved that you are not interested in the master of your own language. लैंग्वेज तुम्हारी होगी, मास्टर लोगों का काम पता होना चाहिए। फ्रेंच नहीं पता, जर्मन नहीं पता, इटालियन नहीं पता, समझ आता है, हालांकि वो भी समझ नहीं आता है क्योंकि तुम सो रहे हो। तुम सो रहे हो, सोते रहो, और लोग हैं जो जागे हुए हैं। 35 में से किस आदमी को लिया जाएगा जिसको इंटरनेशनल सिनेमा की समझ है, या उस आदमी को लिया जाएगा कि जो ऊट पटांग का कोई कन्नड़ आदमी का नाम बोल रहा है कि मेरे को उस आदमी का सिनेमा देखा? किस आदमी को लिया जाएगा?
जिसको इंटरनेशनल सिनेमा
फिल्म इंस्टीट्यूट कन्नड़ सिनेमा के लिए नहीं बना है। फिल्म इंस्टीट्यूट बना है हिंदुस्तान से ऐसे फिल्म मेकर पैदा हो जिनका सिनेमा इंटरनेशनली जाना जाए। दैट इज द पर्पस ऑफ फिल्म इंस्टीट्यूट। इट्स अ नेशनल लेवल इंस्टीट्यूट यू आर गोइंग टू, और यू आर प्लानिंग टू, और यू आर थिंकिंग अबाउट। इट इज नॉट अबाउट अ रीजनल सिनेमा, though they also respect the regional cinema, that's why they will ask you about the Grish Kasarvalli, और वो तुम्हें पता नहीं है तो फिर बोलेंगे जाओ जाओ खेती करो अपना, फालतू के चक्करों में क्यों पड़ रहे हो? This is what they will not tell you, but they will think। मैं तुम्हें बता रहा हूं, मैं बता रहा हूं, वो लोग बताएंगे नहीं, वो पोलाइटली बोलेंगे नो प्रॉब्लम, दे हैव डिसाइडेड, बाहर करो इसको। दूसरा आदमी 40 लोग होते हैं वहां पे, 35 लोग में से 10 लोगों को लेना है। कौन से 10 लोगों को लेंगे? जिसने जर्मन भी देखा है, फ्रेंच भी देखा है, इटालियन भी देखा है, ग्रीश कासरवली भी देखा है, जिसने केरला भी देखा हुआ है, जिसने मलयालम भी देखा है, जिसने वेस्ट बंगाल भी देखा है, उस आदमी को लिया जाएगा ना। जो आदमी फंसा हुआ है कन्नड़ फन्नड़ के अंदर ही और उसको उससे बाहर ही नहीं निकला है वो अपनी जिंदगी में, तो भैया बैठे रहो घर पे, अपना बात खत्म हो गई, बैठे रहो। किसको इंटरेस्ट? कोई किसी को इंटरेस्ट? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Goodbye. Good night.